This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. This podcast brings you short business episodes, short private equity episodes, reflections on private equity and business leaders, and interviews with them, as well as body of life episodes. Today's discussion is No Good News, 16 stories that we're following today. And again, the title is No Good News, 16 stories we're following today, and it almost says it all. First, the markets are falling a great deal on concerns regarding a slowing economy. The Dow dropped 700 points yesterday. It's going to drop again, something like that today, if not more. There's going to be real pain in the economy for people at the economy at all levels. Further, what's called wealth-affected spending, where people feel wealthy because the stock market's gone up, is going to dissipate quite quickly. Second, the NASDAQ was up 20% year-to-date a week ago. It has now given up more than half of that. It's up about 7% still. It's amazing how quickly the picture changes in the markets and so forth. The story is very similar with the S&P 500. Third, and we'll get to some individual stock news in a moment, but third, consumers have shot through their pandemic savings, plus splurged on credit card and other debt. The government has also splurged on debt, a bad sign because it means that consumers are less resilient once they've extended themselves too much. Fourth, another bad sign, credit card delinquencies, and we've reported on this a lot lately, are at a 12-year high, and jobless claims are surging. Fifth, if you have a job, don't leave it. We have a separate podcast, 8 key pieces of advice when the economy's tanking. Listen to that if you'd like. Sixth, Amazon is down 8% today on slowing sales. It's about 9% now. Amazon's the second largest company in revenues after Walmart. Seventh, Intel is down 27% today. Andy Grove would be turning over in his grave. Amazing how much Intel has commoditized itself, ran itself into the ground. 8, Apple announced better earnings than expected. Its iPhone sales, though, weren't as good as expected. They're the largest market cap company in the United States, and while the whole market is down today, they happen to be up today. Apple's market cap is still about $3.4 trillion or so. Microsoft number 2 is about $3.1 trillion. Apple knocked it out of the park. Ninth, Snapchat, with lower and weaker revenues, is down 25% today. Just a total disaster. 10th, great for me to get a chance to meet with 2 senators from different sides of the aisle that have a couple things in common. We met with Jackie Rosen 2 weeks ago, Democrat in Nevada. We met with Josh Hawley yesterday, Republican senator from Missouri, and fascinating to meet with both of them, both very different, but both very interesting, and enjoyed both. 11th, Shake Shack jumped 16% plus yesterday. We are fortunate in the North Shore of Chicago. We have a Steak Shack that moved in recently, a Chick-fil-A that opened recently, no longer a food desert. I say that jokingly. And our Starbucks even opens up at 4:30 a.m., something to cheer in what's a really down market. 12th, Tesla, after a comeback rally, is again down nearly 50% year to date. It's tanking in this situation. 13th, I was thrilled to get a chance to see what Endeavor Health, North Shore University of Health System, have done in the greater Chicago area. I was at something yesterday that was hosted by J.P. Gallagher, their CEO, their now president of the region, Sean O'Grady, Jason Coe, the chair of the Department of Orthopedics. Amazing what North Shore has done over the last 20 years. Simply amazing. Now called Endeavor Health. 14th, we talk about this separately in this other podcast on it when the economy tanks. As the economy weakens, it's critically important to prioritize your spending as what you think is critical and not spend everything, to go easy on debt, to understand your asset allocation, and to maintain your emergency fund. So all of those things. 15th, on the positive front, Blackstone, the biggest private equity fund, is back to deploying capital. KKR, also a huge private equity fund, is looking at more exits this quarter. We'll see if that actually turns out. And then Apollo Group is down 9% today, so not going well at all. Finally, P.S., a special quick shout out today to Yash Bharathi, a rising leader at Becker's Healthcare. Sam Terry, who headed the innovation office at McGuire Woods for years and years, a terrific leader. And finally, Stan Slovin, who leads this charity, the Rebecca's Dream charity, which is dedicated to mental health and helping cope with and deal with and avoid suicide in young people. Magnificent charity. He just at a knocked out of the park with not only they put on recently, and congratulations, and a great shout out to Stan Slovan in his work there. Fantastic. Yash is at Becker's Healthcare, Sam's at McGuire Woods, Sam is at McGuire Woods, Sam Terry, and Stan Slovan's at Wells Fargo. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast, and thank you to our magnificent producer, Chanel Bunger, just a fantastic leader and just a great, great producer. Thank you very much, and thank you all for listening.